Global equity markets dropped and copper fell to a 6-year low on Friday as weaker than expected data from China and the Eurozone exacerbated concerns over global economic growth. Oil prices also fell, extending recent declines. Energy and materials shares weighed on the S&P 500, which dropped about 1% and was at its lowest level in 2 weeks. Biotech shares also were a drag following a disappointing forecast from Biogen, BIIB.O. The S&P 500 was on track for its worst weekly decline since March. Copper slumped to its lowest level in 6 years, with 3-month copper on the LME CMCU3 hitting $5,191.50 a ton, its cheapest since July 2009, before paring losses. A survey showed Chinese manufacturing contracted by the most in 15 months in July as orders shrank. Worries over demand increased in the world's biggest metals consumer as stockpiles mounted. The Flash Cakes and Market China Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, showed activity contracted for a 5th straight month, and faster than economists polled by Reuters had estimated. Eurozone business activity also started the second half of the year on less secure footing than expected, hit by Greece's near bankruptcy. Markets flash Eurozone PMI fell to 53.7 in July from June's 4-year high of 54.2. A Reuters poll had predicted a more modest dip to 54.0. MSCI's All-Country Equities World Index MIWD 00000 PUS was down 1%, while European shares FTEU3 closed down 0.9%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average DJI fell 163.92 points, or 0.92%, to 17,568. The S&P 500 SPX lost 23.42 points, or 1.11%, to 2,078.73, and the Nasdaq Composite IXIC dropped 57.87 points, or 1.12%, to 5,088.54. Adding to the bearish tone for Wall Street, Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton is expected to propose nearly doubling the U.S. capital gains tax rate on short-term investments, according to a Wall Street Journal report. Amazon.com, AMZNO, shares jumped as much as 20.4% to a record high of $580.57, a day after the online retailer posted an unexpected quarterly profit. Among other gainers, British telecom firm Vodafone, VODL, rose after results showed improvements across major markets in Germany and Britain. In the energy market, U.S. crude for September delivery CLC1 fell 31 cents to settle at $48.14. A rise in the number of U.S. oil drilling rigs added pressure. Crude was already lower on concerns about the global economy, and the rig count added to the negativity, said Phil Flynn, analyst at Price Futures Group in Chicago. U.S. Treasury debt prices drifted higher as investors sought safety in government bonds after a softer-than-expected U.S. housing report. U.S. 30-year bonds US 30 YT equals RR were up 6/32 in price to yield 2.972%. U.S. dollar edges up, Aussie down. The US dollar edged up against most other major currencies on the data that pointed to sluggish overseas economic growth, while the Australian dollar sagged to a 6-year low. In late US trading, the dollar index DXY was up 0.2% at 97.274, trimming its weekly decline to 0.6%. The Aussie dollar, often used as a liquid proxy for China trades, fell more than 1% to $0.7280 AUD equals D4, a 6-year low. The recent decline in a wide range of commodities, including oil, has weighed on currencies like the Canadian and Australian dollars. Gold turned higher after sliding more than 1% to its lowest since early 2010. Spot gold XAU equals hit its lowest since February 2010 at $1,077 an ounce, but was last up 0.5% at $1,096.29.